This is Wake Up Call. My name is Gibson Giroux. I'm sitting in for the man Archie Say Bob Yeni. He is in Nima right now. Welcome to Bliss FM. And this is your early morning show. Okay, let's take the music down. Let's take the music down here and start our process. It is a good thing again to be here with you. My name is Gibson Jero. I'm all the way here in Fargo, North Dakota. Fargo, North Dakota. I am in the US of A. And I'm sitting here again for Archie Say Bob Yene, the original host and producer of this program, Wake Up Call. Wake Up Call comes your way Monday through Friday. No, actually Monday through Thursday. And Monday through Friday because Friday morning, yes, we are on Friday morning. And we bring you very, very important and cutting edge issues that we discuss in the morning to make your morning a favorable one. And so we are here again to do what we did yesterday. We are getting used to this. Yesterday we sat in for Mr. Yene, who is in Buchanan. I'm not sorry, in Nima. He is monitoring us, but he will not be on tonight. But we are also expecting our panelists, Michael Ta and Lawrence Yene, they will be here. Hopefully, they will join us and we'll discuss. We got so many things to talk about today. Last night, we talked about one issue, and that issue had to be the president's illegal appointment of the managing director of the Liberia Electricity Corporation without sending the managing director for confirmation. Now it is clear that the president has backed down after the Senate pro tempore sent a letter to the board of the Electricity Corporation, LEC, urging them not to have the managing director, Mr. Mohammed Sharif, take seat until he went through confirmation hearing. So the president, we have a video from Dara Dillon confirming that. And we also have another video we are going to be playing tonight, another issue. Dara Dillon is raising issue about the legal advisor to the president of the Republic of Liberia. The legal advisor, Bushibin Keita, who is a legal advisor to the president. Uh, Mr. Senator A.B. Dara Dillon is wondering what kind of job he is doing. We also look at other things, including the list, or we look at the Nima senatorial by-election. It is very important to us. Remember, guys, we are going to make sure that we talk about this. We have the full listing of the senatorial by-election, the candidates that will be vying for the seats left vacant by the death of Senator Prince Johnson, who passed away uh, a month ago, and he has been buried. So we have a full topic here that to discuss tonight. And if you are there listening to me, it is my welcome to you. We want to say thank you for being there. We are glad that you are there, and we are glad that we are here. It is because you are there that we are here tonight. So we have our mayor, Clifton Renning, is in studio. He will be taking care of our audio and everything to make sure that you hear us from where we are. It is a great day for us. Today is Friday. hmm It's Friday. TGRF, right? Is it TGRF? TGIF. Yes. So we candidates of Nema County will be coming up. I want you to keep your finger crossed. We want to discuss all of those who have already been approved by the Election Commission, the National Election Commission of Liberia. This is huge. This is huge. So we put that on the screen for you to see, and we will make sure that we do justice to the topic today. But before we go, let me just say this. Many a times when we come on the show, there's a need for us to reflect on where we are going as a country, as a nation. We have a responsibility. You and me, we have a responsibility. That responsibility has no attachment to any political party. It has no attachment to feelings of friends or some kind of political godfather. No, that responsibility to make Liberia better, it is in your hands, it's in my hands, it's in the hands of all Liberians. So whenever we are discussing these issues, we believe that everyone has an intention, a good intention for this country. Nobody loves Liberia more than the other. You love Liberia, I love Liberia. Everyone who is a Liberian, I don't see who is a Liberian who hate Liberia. I don't know if that happens. And I want to see that person who hates Liberia, even though you are a Liberian. And so, because we all love our country, we want to see the best of our country. That is what we should do. That is what we should focus on. We should be able to allow our instinct for country to take over our instinct for selfish desires. Having said that, yesterday we talked about, and I'm waiting for Michael and Lawrence. Yesterday we talked about letters from the president. And we're going to put our letter back on the screen. That letter from the president was an alarming letter. Let me read that letter to remind you where we came from yesterday. It is important that I remind you. Some people have forgotten, and some of you were not here yesterday when we discussed the issue. So, the president of Liberia wrote a letter appointing the managing director of the Liberia Electricity Corporation. And that individual, the appointee, is Mr. Mohammed M. Sharif. Mohammed Sharif is taking over because the president wants him to take over. The position was made vacant. The letter reads thus: Dear Mr. Sharif, I am pleased to appoint you as Managing Director of the Liberia Electricity Corporation. Your appointment is based on a procurement process following which you were recommended by the board of directors. This appointment takes immediate effect. That's what the president said. The president wrote and said that Mohammed Sharif will be the managing director for the Liberia Electricity Corporation. But the president sidestepped the constitutional requirement to appoint an individual. That constitutional requirement, I'm going to come to that in a little bit. And he told Mohammed Sharif that his appointment takes immediate effect. Well, unfortunately, the president was in error. According to the Constitution, the president will nominate the president. I want you to listen carefully. The president will nominate and forward the name of the nominee to the Senate. The senators have the responsibility to confirm the individual that the president have forwarded to them. And when they say confirm, what are they talking about? Some of you are like me, you know what it means when they say confirm. But how many of our older people don't know what confirm is? So, in a very clear, simple term, I'm going to describe that to those of you who do not understand what the process is. So, when the president wants someone to be managing director of the Liberia Electricity Corporation, the first thing the president would do, the president would choose that person. I want you, Mohammed Sherif, to be the managing director for LEC. The president will send the name of Mohammed Sherif to all the senators, to the senator pro tem office, and ask them to check him. That what confirmation means. To check him, to ask him questions, to investigate his background, to investigate his policies, his ideology, his thinking process, what he intends to do when he becomes the managing director. The senators will bring him to them, before them, and ask him questions. What are your programs? What is your understanding of the LEC or the problem at LEC? How do you intend, if you become the senator, the managing director, how do you intend to solve the problem at the LEC? Our people are not getting lights. Now you are going to take over as the managing director. What are things that you will do that will make our people to enjoy electricity? Let the electricity LEC now runs on 7 megahertz. Something mega. And because they were running on 50, and the Ivorian governments took away some of the privileges, so they are running on 7. So, what will you do to bring electricity, at least to cover Moserado County and to go beyond Moserado County? Those are the questions the senators will ask. If they ask all of these questions based on his answer, the senators will vote and say, do we want this man to serve in this government? Do we want him to be the managing director of the Electricity Corporation? Is he fit? Even though he is educated, or is he able to do this job? Based on his answer that he gave us, can we say, yes, Mr. President, go ahead and appoint him? When they vote and they agree that this man is able to do the job, the Senate pro tem office, that's Nyomri Kanga Lawrence, her office, will write the president and say, dear Mr. President, the man you sent to us for us to check him, to evaluate him, to ask him questions, to know how he think about the country, the job that he's going to do. What is he coming with? What kind of education he got? This man, we have asked all the questions, and we believe that this man is fit to be the managing director of our country Electricity Corporation. So we are confirming him. Now, when that letter reaches the president will write a second letter. The first letter to Mohammed Sherif was to nominate him. So the second letter now will appoint him. But you know what President Bouaga did? He wrote one letter. And that letter he wrote, he didn't say that Mohammed Sherif was going to go for confirmation hearing. What he said was that you are appointed and go and take your seat right away. Go and take your seat. Your appointment take immediate effect. So instead of writing 2 letters, he wrote one letter, and that one letter violated the constitutional requirement of Bomi County raised the issue in the plenary. When he raised the issue in plenary based on Senator Snow's comment in plenary, the Senate pro tempore published or authorized the press people at the Senate to write a press release. And this is the press release. The press release reads thus: on the Liberian Senate Facebook page. It says, Senate press release, March 19, that was yesterday, 2025. The President pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, has mandated the Secretary of the Senate to communicate with the board of the Liberia Electricity Corporation, the LEC, to halt its newly nominated managing director, Mr. Mohammed M. Sharif, from taking office until he is confirmed by the Liberian Senate. The President pro tempore's decision was triggered by concern raised by Bomi County Senator Edwin Melvin Snow, informing plenary that the newly nominated managing director, Mr. Mohammed M. Sharif, is about to take office without being confirmed. So what Nyombli Kanka did, Nyombli Kanka wrote a press release, but before she wrote the press release, she instructed the Secretary of the Senate and said, write a letter to the board of directors of the Liberia Electricity Corporation. Tell them not to allow Mohammed M. Sharif to take his seat, to go to that office. Don't let him go to the office. He has not been confirmed yet. If he is confirmed, he can take his office, but as of now, he has not been confirmed. That was what we discussed yesterday. Today, it looks that the president had backtracked what he wrote earlier on yesterday. And this is what Senator Dillon, this is how Senator Dillon put it. Let me see if I can play what Senator Dillon said.
So, it's a governance issue that we must be serious about. I'm not saying we are not, I say we should add, in fact, more seriousness. This is what they call oversight. Senator Snow and the Senate raised the issue about LEC, and the president has sent LEC in keeping with the law, the managing director, for confirmation.
So, Senator Darius Dillon, Abraham Darius Dillon, confirmed today in plenary that the president has withdrawn his letter asking Mr. Mohammed M. Sharif to take seat. So now the president has nominated him, which is the proper thing to do. Nominated him for him to go to the Senate and go through the confirmation process. That is what Mohammed Sharif is going to be doing now. He's going to the Senate and he will be questioned. They were asking questions about the LEC that he's going to run. They were asking questions about his education. They were asking questions about his experience. They were asking questions about the mindset that he's carrying on a job. They were asking questions about his loyalty to Liberia. Of course, they can ask many questions. Even if he committed a crime before and they had the record for it, they were asking questions if he had committed a crime before. They will ask all of these questions. The senators have no limit of what kind of question they can ask. They can ask questions. In fact, the senators can ask questions. If you are a man who always beating your wife at home, the senators have the right to ask you questions. You, Mr. Friend, Mr. My friend, you are going to be a managing director of the so and so corporation. You always beat your wife. You beat your wife on this day. You beat your wife on this day. You beat your wife on this day. Your temperament, your anger, the way you can get angry, You can get vexed. You can't control your vexation. So how can you be the managing director of the Liberia Electricity Corporation? They can ask the question. So now Mr. Mohammed M. Sharif is not going to take seat immediately anymore. He's going to go through the confirmation, which is the right thing to do. Which is the right thing to do. But the question is, why did President Boakai even thought of telling him to take office without first going through confirmation? Why? Why should the president violate the law? Why should he sidestep the law? You see, the problem we have in our country today, let me put it this way. I like to make things very simple for people to understand. I know our panelists will come, but let me make it simple for you. If you are in a house, you are the husband, you're married, you got 3 children, maybe 2 children, maybe 5 children in a house. You put your rules, you, your wife, and your children, you all agree on something that cannot be done in a house. Nobody brings drugs in this house. Your wife, your children, you're sitting in the living room. You all made a law. Don't bring drugs in the house. Nobody. Not me, not my wife, not my children. I don't want to see any drug in the house. Everybody agree. Okay, Papa will not bring drug. Okay, honey will not bring drug. Nobody will bring drug. 2 days later, you brought Kush in the house. Tell me, do you still expect your wife to not bring drugs in the house? Do you still expect your children to not bring drugs in the house? This is the crux of the matter. When big people break the law, it becomes difficult for us to tell the smaller people to not break the law. Because what can we tell them? If the president of the republic can break the law easily, even though the president has the justice minister. Now, let me make it simple for you further. The president has 2 layers of legal advice. The people that will tell him what to do when it comes to law, when it comes to legal matters. The president got 2 layers. The first layer, and the most important layer, is the Ministry of Justice. The Constitution says that the Minister of Justice, the Attorney General, is the advisor to the President on legal matters, and he is the only person in the Republic of Liberia under the Constitution that can tell the President, no, what you are doing is not right, it's not legal, don't do it. He's the only person. All the ministers that the President appoints, nobody can argue with him. Only the Justice Minister has the right to argue with him and say, Mr. Minister, Mr. President, you can't do that. So, did the president consult the justice minister before writing such a letter to appoint someone to take their seat without going through confirmation? Who advised him? Who advised the president? I want you to think about it, because if the president has the justice minister who is supposed to advise the president, did the president seek the advice of the justice minister? And did the justice minister tell the president, yes, you can go ahead and appoint him. He ain't got to go for a confirmation hearing. Yeah, appoint him, let him take his seat. Did the justice minister advise that? Do you think the justice minister gave that kind of advice to the president? Or did the president just fail to seek the advice of the justice minister? That's the first layer of legal advice that the president has. The second legal advice that the president has is the person who is the advisor to the president on legal matters. In this case, his name is Buchiben Keita. Now, no, when people do stuff, when people do things, and it is wrong, then people begin to think otherwise. So, Buchiben Keita is supposed to advise the president how to appoint Mohammed Sharif. So if Keita is telling the president, or did he tell the president, just go ahead and appoint Mohammed Sharif? He shouldn't go for, he don't have to go for a confirmation hearing. Is that what Mr. Keita told him, the president? Did the legal advisor to the president, did he advise the president and say, Mr. President, there you can go ahead and just appoint him, let him take a seat. He doesn't have to go for a confirmation hearing. Is that what Mr. Keita advised the president? Go ahead and appoint Mohammed Keita and Mohammed Sharif. He doesn't have to go for confirmation hearing. Let him just take his seat. Or did the president even consult Buchiben Keita? How can we know, how can you and I know that the president did not consult Keita? How can we know that Keita did not know that the letter was going out? How can you and I know that there was a break of communication between Keita and the president? Before the president make an appointment, the legal advisor must look at the legal parameters. And say, we are going to make this appointment, we are going to make this decision. Mr. President, legally you cannot do that. Let's do it this way, and then it will be in obedience of the law. We will not violate the law. But if the legal advisor is right there and the president is violating the law, the Constitution, blatantly, not even small, just violate the Constitution outright, who do we blame? Do we blame a 42, almost 82-year-old man who said he been in politics for 42 years? Or do we blame the legal advisor who's supposed to know better, but did not advise the president properly? Or where the problem coming from? Where this mistake coming from? This error, this blunder, where is it coming from? Let me play you a video. I will play you a video again from Mr. Darrell Dillon. He raised a very important point. So let me raise let me play this video from Mr. Darrell Dillon. This video was taken today. Is a video today. So let me let it download, and I'm going to put it on the screen. And Darrell Dillon made a very important point. I disagree with Darrell Dillon in some areas. I disagree with him at some time for things he said and things he didn't do and things he does. But if he says something that makes sense, should I say because I disagree with him in the past, therefore this thing that he said that makes sense, I will just brush it by the side? It's not important. Am I going to do that? Is it the right way to behave in life? Just because you and the man did not agree with each other in the past, now the man says something that is very important. And he said, no, I'm not going to listen to you. You did something before I didn't like. So anything you say now, whether I correct or now, I'm not going to take it. The video is downloading, and I'm going to put it. Darrell Dillon raised a very important point in section today. He asked a question, and he is asking the Senate to bring Mr. Bujiben Keita in the Senate for them to ask him question. Why you sit there and the president is violating the law? And he named some of the violations that the president had committed. I want you to hear it from himself before I speak to that. But this is not one instance. This is not a one-off thing that the president make a mistake. He violated the law yesterday, so we can't hold the president all the time. But the president do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. What happened? Who are those that are advising the president? Are they doing it to destroy the image of the president? To destroy his government? Or is the president even asking them questions? Or he just does what he want to do because he feel he can do it without reference to them? Or is somebody there who is now a lawyer who is making a decision and making the president to make all these blunders? These are the questions that come to mind, that come to you and myself, because we are the one that appoint our government. We elected a government. We set up our governance system. It is our power, our votes. We are the one that own the government. So if we set up our government should work for us. So let me play that video. I think it's all the way here. I think. Okay.
So it's a governance issue that we must be serious about. I'm not saying we are not. I say we should add, in fact, more seriousness. This is what it's a governance issue that we must be serious about. I'm not saying we are not. I say we should add, in fact, more seriousness. This is what they call oversight. Senator Snow and the Senate raised the issue about LEC, and the president has sent LEC in keeping with the law, the managing director, for confirmation. But Madam President, I want to go beyond what Senator Snow is suggesting or observing. Madam Pro Tem,
I want you to take a note of that. He's using very specific words. We need to summon this president's legal advisor. We need to deal with this legal advisor. Let's listen more.
No, it's a governance issue that we must be serious about. I'm not saying we are not. I say we should add, in fact, more seriousness. This is what they call oversight. Senator Snow and the Senate raised the issue about LEC, and the president has sent LEC in keeping with the law, the managing director, for confirmation. But Madam President, I want to go beyond what Senator Snow is suggesting or observing. Madam Pro Tem, I am asking the Senate to summon the president's legal advisor. We need to deal with this president's legal advisor. Let know what kind of legal advice he gave the president. The legal plumbers coming out of the marshal. The legal plumber. Therefore, I'm not calling the error any longer. 1 year, the legal plumber coming out of the marshal. Madam President, in the law, I hear people say, only the Minister of Justice can disagree with the president and the legal blanket. It's not just true like that. The law clear. The Minister of Justice cannot disagree with the president on policy issues and political issues. The Minister of Justice can disagree with the president publicly on the issues of the law. It's not just blanket. Why is the wisdom about that? Because it is assumed that not every president or no president may have the legal knowledge. An example, Ellen Johnson said he was president. And she said, prostitution is not a crime in Liberia. President Johnson Morris was Minister of Justice at the time. She didn't go to the marshal quietly to disagree with the president. She did it publicly because That's what the law calls for. To talk about the law, you must know the law. It is the Attorney General of the Republic that knows the law. The legal advisor to the President. Madam President, Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, I am making the case for us to sign the legal advisor to the President. Let him tell what kind of legal advice he given to the President on intending issues. What kind of legal advice he given to the President on what are legal research before the President appoints to certain positions. The Judiciary Committee.
Thank you. This is what Darrell Dillon is saying. You listen yourself. Senator Darrell Dillon. Let's put it in perspective. Darrell Dillon, he is one of the rescuer, right? I don't know why he own a rescue name, rescue brother or rescue uncle, or what kind of rescue he is, but he's one of the members of the rescue team. He's on the rescue train. So when you see someone who elected or who campaigned for President Boakai to be elected speaking like this, it means their cup is full. He's angry. He's not happy about what is happening. What kind of legal advisor the president has that the president continue to commit blunders? And let me give you a few. The president came to power, immediately the president was inaugurated, his first course of actions was to remove people who have tenure position. Now, those of you who are like me, because we don't know book well, so when people talking about these things, we are concerned that they are talking BB book. So, Sarah, like you, I'm going to explain it the way we understand it. We ourselves know it. Tenure position. Why did the law of Liberia create certain positions that carry certain amount of years for the person to stay in that position? Unless they commit a crime, they cannot be removed. So tenure position means these positions are positions that we want these people who go, anyone who is appointed to this position, let them stay in that position for 5 years. They should stay there for 5 years and do their job. What is the reason for that? The tenure position were created by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Joseph Boakai. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was president, Sir Joseph Boakai was vice president. They created tenure position. So let me ask you something. If you, those of you who like flowers, my wife likes flowers. Those of you who like flowers, you go, you buy your flower pot nicely. You put the soil inside. Put the soil. And you put your flower in there. You water it nicely. And put it down on a banister, on a push. Every morning you give it what you put water in there. It's blossoming. The flower is growing. It looks beautiful. Make your banister or make your push to look beautiful. And then you go, while everybody praising it, you go one morning, you take it and bust it. What will people say about you? You did something that people like. People respect it. They say, well, Sarah is a smart girl. Sarah, look at Sarah's flower. Look at the way she made a flower pot on the push. And make that push so beautiful. People praising you for it. They say, this is a good job that Sarah did. One morning you wake up, you take the flower pot, boom, you bust it. What will people say about you? That's the same thing that President Bwaka is doing. You were vice president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was president, and your government at the time created a tenure position. What is the meaning? What is the reason for the tenure position creation? The reason for them creating a tenure position so that when they leave, like let's say Ellie appointed Gibson Jeru to a tenure position. She wants Gibson Jeru to be like for let's say Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. Gibson, you are the head of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. They don't want for Gibson to go there and be worried to do his work because he got 5 years. So he ain't got to worry. He do a job when 5 years finish. If the president in chair does not want to renew the contract, Gibson can go on his way. But during the first 5 years, he don't want to be worried about somebody dismissing him tomorrow morning. So he cannot be afraid to do his job. That's why the tenure position were created. That is why the tenure positions were created. Ellen did with Bwaka. They created a tenure position. When Bwaka came to power, the first thing that he did, first set of action, the people who are in the tenure position, they're not supposed to be removed from there until their time is over. President Bwaka removed all of them. Violation of the law. Who advised him? That's why the law is asking. Who advised him that you should take the people in a tenure position, remove them from their position, and put people there to act? As we speak, the people President Bwaka put in a position, they cannot be confirmed because they are not legally there. They are illegally occupying the position. So you know what he did? He made them acting. He put acting behind their name. Take, for example, the Liberia Telecommunication Authority. He removed the people who were there, who had their time, had not finished yet, and they didn't commit any crime. He removed them and put other people that he wanted to put there. But because these people cannot go for confirmation, under no circumstances, they can go for confirmation. So what he did, he said, you're acting. So some part of the government, the president is running, some of the officials are acting because the president did not want to do the right thing. He didn't want to go through the legal process. The thing about the central bank, he removed the central bank governor, the deputy governor, he removed them and brought his own people. So the central bank governor went and sued him and said, you don't have the right to remove me. You don't have the power to remove me. I have 2 more years and I intend to finish my 2 years. And guess what happened? The president and his government begged him, Aloysius Talu, they begged him and say, we beg you, with this case, we don't want you to go far. We will pay you the 2 years that you're supposed to be there for. They gave him $74,322. $374,000. They pay him $374,322. Begging and say, move your case from the court. Please take your case from the court against us. We'll give you the money. The 2 years you were supposed to be there for, we'll just pay you one time. Who advised the president? Who advised the president? How can you do that? The president has a justice minister and attorney general who's supposed to be another advisor to the president on legal matters, who's supposed to tell the president what is right what is wrong in the law. He also has an advisor, a legal advisor, and his name is Buchiben Keita. Councillor Buchiben Keita. He is the president advisor on legal matters. You got two legal advisors, very solid legal advisors, two lawyers, two counselors at law, two experienced lawyers. They are the ones that are advising you. But you keep making the same mistake over and over. Who is telling the president to make these blunders? That's the question Darrell Dillon is asking. Let's play that one more time and let's hear what Darrell Dillon is saying.
No, it's a governance issue that we must be serious about. I'm not saying we are not. I say we should add, in fact, more seriousness. This is what they call oversight. Senator Snow and the Senate raised the issue about LEC, and the president has sent LEC in keeping with the law, the managing director, for confirmation. But Madam President, I want to go beyond what Senator Snow is suggesting or observing. Madam Pro Tem, I am asking the Senate to summon the president's legal advisor. We need to deal with this president's legal advisor. Let him know what kind of legal advice he gave the president. The legal planners coming out of the marshal. The legal planner. Therefore, I'm not calling the error any longer. 1 year, the legal planner coming out of the marshal. Madam President, in the law, I hear people say, only the Minister of Justice can disagree with the President and leave it blanket. It's not just true like that. The law clear. The Minister of Justice cannot disagree with the President on policy issues and political issues. The Minister of Justice can disagree with the President publicly on the issues of the law. It's not just blanket. Why is the wisdom about that? Because it is assumed that not every president or no president may have the legal knowledge. An example, Ellen Johnson said he was president. And she said, prostitution is not a crime in Liberia. Frances Johnson Morris was Minister of Justice at the time. She didn't go to the marshal quietly to disagree with the president. She did it publicly because that's what the law called for. To talk about the law, you must know the law. It is the Attorney General of the Republic that knows the law. The legal advisor to the president. Madam President, Madam Pro Tem, distinguished colleagues, I am making a case for us to cite the legal advisor to the president. Let him tell what kind of legal advice he given to the president on his tenure.
Let him tell us what kind of legal advice he is giving the president on the attorney issues. Let me bring you to speed here of something. A lot of people, and me too, I felt the same way too, and I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. Musa Din. You know, it came a time that seditions and friends of the government and some government officials thought that Musa Din was a bad minister. I thought that way too. And you know why I thought that way? I thought that way because Musa Din was disagreeing with the government all the time. If the government wanted to take action, if they arrested somebody, it was wrong. If they wanted to issue a statement, Musa Din would say, no, that's not true. It's not going to happen. Musa Din was disagreeing with the president on the issues of the law. Musa Din was disagreeing with the government on the issues of the law. When it came to his office, when it came to the functionality of his office, the ability to know what is right and what is wrong, Musa Din would tell the president it is not supposed to be that way. And seditions did not like that. I didn't like that. I personally thought Musa Din was undermining the president. Did I know that he was supposed to disagree with the president on the issues of law? Yes, I knew. Sometimes you can be carried away by certain things. I knew that he can disagree with the president on the issues of law. But at some point in time, I was thinking when I did Musa Dime, I wonder if he working in the government or he against this government. In fact, a lot that he representing the interests of the opposition. That's how some people used to say it. Not knowing that Musa Din was doing the right thing all along. Now we have President Bouaka in the seat. What Musa Din was doing, Justice Minister Oswald Toye does not have the capacity, the guts, the tenacity, the legal fortitude to disagree with the president on the issues of the law. He was unable to tell the president, you can't remove them. So, Jeremy, tell me, ladies and gentlemen, tell me, when George Weah came to power, why he didn't do what the President Weah was doing? Because Musa Din disagreed with him. Musa Din said, Mr. President, he can't move the people. The attorney supposed to finish before you can move them. He allowed the election commissioners who had one more year left. He waited. The election commissioner years ended before he appointed new election commissioners. Because Musa Din, who was the justice minister, told George Weah and said, President, you can move them. It will be illegal for you to move them. Wait, let them finish their term. He didn't tell the president, George Weah, and say, President George Weah, I want you, we can move them, pay them, let them lead their job. The town is obedient, even though they will not pay a luscious Stalu off. Pay them off, President. Musa Din did not advise George Weah that. George Weah waited, though election commissioner time was finished, and he appointed new people. In the case of President Bouaka, he cannot wait. They only have 2 more years. He couldn't wait for them to finish their term and put his own people there. He removed them and put people there. And the people he put there, they cannot go for confirmation hearing because they are illegal. So they are all acting. Why? Who is advising President Bouaka? Is President Bouaka even seeking legal advice? Does he refer to his legal advisors before he can take decisions? That's the issue that we will be discussing. Once my panelists are here, I'm going to bring them up to speed to that. But there's something important I wanted to, something important I wanted to talk about, which is the list. We now have the list of the candidates in the NEMA by-election. And it is very, very important that we talk about that, because trust me, guys, no matter what we think, this election is a consequential election. Gibson, and that's me another big English again. You better stop it, because our old man is listening. This election in NEMA is a very important election. It's going to make or break some people. It's going to send a message across NEMA County. Why is it so important? Because the man who died, the man who was occupying that position, Senator Prince Johnson, who passed away, he held a grip on the NEMA people. And not in a negative way. I'm not saying it in a negative way. He had a grip. He was respected by his people. And if I may add, he was loved by his people. It doesn't matter if I disagree with him or I agree with him or that I don't like him or that I like him. It has nothing to do. Prince Johnson, the late Prince Johnson, had a grip on Nima County. And that grip was the bond that he created between him and his people, especially the role he played during the war. He is seen as the hero. And who can deny that? Someone said, "This is my hero." You say, "No, I'm not your hero." Who would do that? No. So we agreed to that. But when he died, Nima disintegrated politically. And if you want to know how Nima disintegrated, listen to me. Today, we are still searching for who we can call the godfather of Nima County. Who will be the godfather of Nima County? Some people say Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn is the godfather. Other people say the man who jumped over Prince Johnson's body 4 times, Samuel Koka, will be the godfather. And other people are naming other people that could be godfather. Nima is open. Nima is fragmented politically now. So there's no one person who can claim that they have a grip on Nima County. Before you can be a godfather of Nima County, you must fit the shoes of Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson knew how to talk to the people of Nima County. He knew what to tell them. I went with Prince Johnson when the first time he was elected senator, when he was campaigning. I was one of the journalists who went with him. We arrived in Secret Pier, and the whole crowd was there. And he stood on the podium. I remember very well. And he said, he spoke some Gyo, spoke some Man. I think he can speak Mano, if I'm not mistaken that he spoke Mano too. But he spoke Gyo, which I can be sure of. He spoke Gyo for some time. And he put it in English. He said, let me put it in English so the press people here who are Kingway will hear it. He said, let me tell you something, Nima people. I'm not coming here to campaign. I come here to tell you that if you are stupid and not vote for me, when Walker again, I will not defend you. Everybody, all of us, the journalists, everybody say, whoa, what? Because nobody campaigned like that before. But guess what? He meant what he said. The Nima people understood that. The Nima people understood it. The Nima people understood what he meant. They were not angry about what he said. From that time on, Senator Prince Johnson became the godfather of Nima politics. I'm on the radio, so you will take that. Became the godfather. But these are people. Let me put on here the list of this is the list of the people. This is the list of the people who are going to represent Nima County. And I'll call their name. So from the top, we have Tobo T. Wonoke Fangalo. He is an independent candidate. Tobo T. Wonoke Fangalo. He is an independent candidate. We have Mark B. Bliwon. Mark B. Bliwon. He represents a political party in this election. And the political party he represents is called Citizens Movement for Change, CMC. This political party is the newest political party on the Liberian political landscape. And this is headed by Musa Bility. If you remember the district number 7 representative of Nima County, Musa Bility, he is the head, the founder of this party, Citizens Movement for Change, CMC. So Mark Bliwon will be representing CMC in this by-election. Then we have Edith Lianu Gonglu Ware. She also is an independent candidate. She doesn't represent any political party in this election. But there's something I want to say a little bit about Edith. This will be her 3rd time contesting in Nima County. The first time she contested for representative position, she didn't get it. The second time she contested for senatorial position, she didn't get it. Now she's going for another senatorial position. If I'm not mistaken, I think you got 1 representative, 1 senator. Yeah, I think she won against Jeremiah Cone. So this is the 3rd time. Edith Lianu Gonglo Ware. She is representing herself. She is an independent candidate, and she is the only female in this election, in this by-election. And just in case she is elected, she will be the only female from Nima County in the House of Representatives or the Senate who are in the legislature, national legislature. There has been a female before who was elected. But right now, there's no female from Nima County. She is the only female contesting. If she wins, she will be the only female lawmaker from Nima at this time in contemporary Nima County. Then we'll have George Parkinson Gompu. George Parkinson Gompu. He also represents a political party. He represents the African Democratic Movement, the ADML. African Democratic Movement of Liberia, I believe, ADML. The other person is Samuel Gongben Gongben Koga. Samuel Gongben Koga. He represents a political party. The political party he represents is the Prince Johnson's political party. It's called the Movement for Democracy and Reconstruction, MDR. That is the party that Prince Johnson founded. And Koga is representing the MDR in this by-election. Samuel Gongben Koga. Then we have Richie Matinoke Tingbe. Richie Matinoke Tingbe. He also represents a party. He represents the Vision for Liberia Transformation, VOTE. Vision for Liberia Transformation, for short, VOTE. Then we have Garrison Dolde Yelu Jr. Garrison Dolde Yelu Jr. He is also running as an independent candidate. Then we have Justin Opa Yezian. Justin Opa Yezian. He is also an independent candidate. So these are the people that will be vying for the position in Nema County to replace Prince Johnson. This election is a consequential election. This election will determine, this election already determined that there's no Godfather yet. And I hear some people say, oh, there's Godfather already, Gibson. You're missing it. You're not in Nima. Don't put your mouth in Nima thing. We already have Jeremiah Bankun as our Godfather. No. I said, right now, Nima is still searching its soul. It's a soul searching period for the people of Nima County. And so they will find a Godfather. But that Godfather that they are looking for, it's not just a Godfather who has a bigger position. It's a Godfather who can stand in Ganta and tell the people in Ganta and say, do not vote for Gibson and everybody obey your voice. The person who will stand in the center of Barn City and say, do not vote for Gibson and the people listen to you. The person who will stand in Gray and say, do not vote for Gibson and they listen to you. The person who will stand in the square of Wetuo and say, do not vote for Gibson and they listen to you. The person who will stand in Campley and say, do not vote for Gibson and they listen to you. The person that will stand in Seclapie and say, do not vote for Gibson and they listen to you. The person that will stand in the middle of Tapeta and say, do not vote for Gibson and they listen to you. That is the person I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about because you have a bigger position or you are a higher ranking official from Nima County. You can be the higher ranking official from Nima County and the people of Nima listen to somebody who is not your level. And that is where Nima is right now. So for us, we who are outsiders, kind of outsiders, we are looking from without inside. And most people don't understand the Nima politics is not like granular politics. Nima politics is not like Lofa politics. They are unique in their own right. They have their own niche in politics. They have their own niche. What they look at to determine. So 11 minutes. Let me see. What time is it? 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4:31 or 4:39 in Liberia, 4:14 or 20 minutes to 5 in Monrovia, in Liberia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the line because my guests are not my panelists are not here tonight. I don't know if Rennie is listening to me, and I need to hear. I need to hear when the people are calling. So I don't know if Rennie is listening. So we will go to studio and take your call. And take your call. And the numbers you're going to be calling tonight is 0777 907 907 or 887 111 107. 887 111 107. So if I have Rennie in the studio, Rennie, you will take the calls from your end. It's I don't know if it's Rennie in. I don't know. I don't see him here. Rennie. I don't know if it's Rennie in. I don't know. I don't see him here. Rennie, I'm not hearing anything. Is it possible for you to take some calls for me to be able to hear that? I don't know what is going on. So, Rennie, what you're gonna do is
Okay, I'm Oyam Sabo. I'm calling from Monrovia, listening from Nima County. When you look at Nima politics, it's very unique. When you look at Nima politics, now Nima needs someone that will be just like Prince George.
Rennie, you must close my line. Close my line over there. Close my line.
He is the left eye of Nima County. Just take it from me. That would be the next senator for Nima County. Thank you. That would be the next senator for Nima County. Thank you.
Rennie, close my line. Close my line over there. Close my line. Close my line over there.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, live on the radio.
Okay, I'm Brother Eric T. Stewart calling from GSU. Actually, we were at the room. What you just said is very, 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 very. We can see what's going on in the country. The women who are still in power, because some of them are voting in EP.
Rennie, close my line. So. Rennie, close my line. So.
Yes, sir. I tried to get it done. I tried to get it set, but this person's still on the line. Let's get this person in. Good morning.
And I call you for Maria representative. Let me appreciate this. You're so kind and still doing on that following the show. To speak to the issue of Nima policy along with the fight on that you put on the Senate. You know, sometimes they don't know we still choose the power when people have criticized that government have brought the power that they say so much. And still you just say that it's just on the rightful price for me I would say no. But I think it's never too late to make the differences because we don't let criticize the common people and they got this government of power. All the law has been given by this president. So we should make it do the right thing to put our back on the path that we deserve. So I wish that we will be honest with the Nigerian people to do the right thing. You are a time to make that issue with a so much and minister. But that means you are protecting the image of president. We are in the image of the court. Because as a president, you will not just looking out your cabinet exam. So today, I'll go next to someone that has a legal advisor to the president. And when you put on that president, and this time around, I wish in the issue of process, we have scrapped to something, and we all go to camp of president. I will play in the president election. So I hope the people of Nina will watch the hour after 18 years have been program. What happened to for the people of Nina? Zeze, calling you from Dufuro and Zeze of Nima, the question I wanted to make. We have a contest for representation of Lada here for 3 days or 10 times. And I can assure you, here is the next person to replace our late godfather, Prince Wagner, the Rachel Bain, the women first supposed to be very happy, like nature. And she will be the mother to advance all of them. Thank you for taking it.
Thank you so much for participating. You are listening to the Wake Up Call here on Blaze Radio, 19 to 7. Put your calls through 077-907-907, 0887-111-107. The numbers for you to put your calls through, and you will definitely be live on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning.
And then where you join us from?
I'm joining you from GSA. My name is Eric TCOA.
Okay, sir, go ahead.
Okay, I just called in morning to let the Liberian people know that we are in serious trouble. Because somebody who stay in government for double time, or to do time, to just enough time, or to earning time. The question is making, even we will get late to the window that I'm being in government before. I know how the person can appoint and nominate the person will go for confirmation before the person can do what? Can be let off properly to get a seat. And looking at simple error with all the educated people that they talk about. So everybody got educated people, all the educated people too much, and they're making it a simple blah. My prayer here, the people shouldn't do anything that will carry us way back. Because they are forcing now. Because the situation for the capital building. We tell you that the people can do anything here that will carry way back. Just simple thing. That the justice minister, the legal advisor to the president will say, no, the way they got the proceeding is completely wrong. It is true that they are supporting us. But the manner in which their proceeding is wrong because they got their own policy in the building there that lead them to speakership. So we can put support him for the vision, the way he's moving, we can support him. So, Mr. President, we shouldn't back that. Nobody can come up to say today the capital building is going down, and this the law because I suspended. Maybe the next one that will happen now will be different. So we are here. People who say in government, the other length of time, and they say blowing like this, blowing simple things like this, provoking the poverty, and they can show face. The thing we went through today, we never went through it. People who were looking at the other people for poverty, they know nothing. They were able to go up. Clear that will eat our lay driver in our summer because we're not working government. But when they put it people, you can go on your hospital, you come back to your hospital. You'll be able to do for $5 and pay your school fees. So I'm very scared in the country. I'm very scared in the country because some of all they will be caught when they walk in. So we scared now. They think the people think we shouldn't go back to that day. This is my info, brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The motherland would never ever fall. 077-907-907, 0887-111-107. Let's talk to people right here. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, where you join us from, sir?
I'm Edwin going and see the Good morning.
I didn't get you. You say from where?
I'm calling from Fayetteville. Edwin going and see.
Okay, sir. Go ahead. Have a say.
Thank you. Thank you. I listened to the get whether it's video or wherever he is, giving his analysis about the map politics. That interests me so much. And he tried to make some comparison with respect to so far very needed. Lima is one of the unique countries in the Republic of Nigeria. Lima is not driven based on who and nephew that you see in Lofa. Lima is now also driven based on sections, its particular class
in a particular content or based on several sections. No, NEMA is not divided as that. NEMA as a content is dominated by two major tracks, the Dang and the Ma. They are so unique based on the cultural food they eat. Then that comes to the issue of become senator. The people of Nimba do not go to work and say this person is declared as a godfather. It is your work, the way you stand for your people, you represent your people, you speak for your people. Given from the time of Jackson Fiado in 1985, prior to he contesting in 1985, Jackson Fiado was seen as a leader in the 1970s. An educated man who the buyer now only limited in Nimba, but this was a man who was also seen as a chairman of the Tui Party in 1979. In Grand Bassa Category, he was elected. So he was not seen as Nimba effective. I mean, holding on to that, Nimba has produced so many leaders from the quarter of the. But I think what is unfolding now, the Nimba people will decide who becomes the next senator. It is not about Godfather. They do not declare a position called Godfather. But Liberian people have their own way of putting name to somebody or ascribe a name to say this person is the father for Nimba County. Maybe because of the way they see Nimba as a country. But we do not have a culture that will base our politics on tradition or uncle and narrow it. Nada. Do we have a section though? Our section given the two dominant tracks, you will not know that we have a section because we don't display that division to some extent. But what we do is that the food we eat is what makes us unique. Those names that we have, irrespective of the different segmented culture, but we are so unique in our beast. We know who becomes the next leader and the next senator in Nimba. That person will be exhibited after the full time of the election. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your participation. Let's join Studio B to talk to Mr. Jeru and the panelists there. Let's get them.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You can open my line again. Thank you very much. I think it's good. We are good on the course. I'm just going to wrap it up here and turn it over to. I'm gonna turn it over to Rennie. It is 5 minutes to 5. Today, Rennie is going to have maybe extra 30 minutes. Usually, we might not reach 6 o'clock. Our panelists are not here today. They probably are busy. People are very busy these days. But I like the comments some of these people made. I like the comment that people made. And I like to respond to a question that one of our commentators, Abu Fofana, he asked. Let me put on the screen. He says, "Are you saying the president does not know what he is doing?" And then he came on here and asked another question. "Are you saying President Boyka does not consult with his advisors before making decisions?" So thank you very much, Abu Fofana. Abu Fofana, I'm not the one that should be able to answer this question. This question can even be answered by you. From the time we went to elementary school, we learned civics. In civics, we were told there were 3 branches of government. They are equal, but they are coordinated with each other. And in the Senate, they talk about what the role of the executive is, they talk about what the role of the judiciary is, and they talk about what the role of the legislature is. So in terms of appointment of government officials to serve in government, the process is prescribed in the Constitution. The Constitution provides that the president will nominate In other words, will suggest. To nominate is to suggest something. I suggest that the person, you accept the person. I recommend this person. It's nomination. I recommend that you accept this person to serve as my director. When you nominate, the Senate have the responsibility to check your nomination, to either agree with you or disagree with you. The Senate can say, Mr. President, thank you very much. The person you sent for us to confirm, that person has a lot of criminal record. We cannot confirm that person. Or the person does not have the requisite qualification. Or the person does not show competency. Or the person does not have the right frame of mind as to what they want to do when they get there. The person does not have a plan. So, Mr. President, we want you to send somebody else, but this person is denied. If the person is accepted and they confirm the person, the Constitution provides that once the person is confirmed, the president can now appoint them to the position. And in this instant case of Mohammed M. Sharif, who is now nominated but was appointed to be the managing director of the Liberia Electricity Corporation, the president letter was clear. You are appointed and your appointment take immediate effect. It never happened before. Where did the president get this idea that somebody nomination must take immediate effect? Somebody appointment must take immediate effect when they're supposed to go through confirmation. So, Abu Fofana, the question is good, but the question can even be answered by yourself. So my thinking is, and I could be wrong though, I can be wrong. My thinking is that the president, two things happen here. Or three things happen here. The first one is the president did not consult the legal advisor and went ahead to appoint with immediate effect. Or the legal advisor wrongly advised the president and say, hey, Mr. President, the board director usually make a decision and recommend people. Once they recommend people, they don't need to go through confirmation. So you can go ahead and appoint them, then take their job. Maybe the legal advisor advised the president that way. And the president took that wrong decision. Or alternatively, which is very slim, I'm bringing it in, but it's very slim. It's a third part of it, that the press secretary who wrote the release miswrote the release. She wrote something probably the president did not mean. Thank God the president listened to the Senate, because after Senator Snow raised the issue in plenary, the president pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, Yomli Kanga Lawrence, wrote the board of directors of the Liberia Electricity Corporation, instructed the secretary of the Senate to write the board of the LEC to warn them that you should not let that man take seat until he is confirmed. That letter was not sent to the president. That letter was sent to the board of LEC. It was sent to the board of LEC. It was sent to the board of LEC. And now the president has reversed his own decision. So Mohammed M. Sharif will now appear before the legislature, the Senate, and go through his confirmation hearing. We're not even talking about right now. Nobody is talking about whether Mohammed is qualified or Mohammed is not qualified, or he's competent or he's not competent, or he knows the job or he don't know the job. We're not even talking about that yet. We are not even reached there yet. So we all assume that he should be qualified before the president nominated him. We are assuming that he is qualified, and I'm assuming too. I said the moment the president decided this man should occupy this position, it means he's qualified somehow. But let's see what the Senate does. If the Senate confirm me, then the president was right. That's a great man that he has appointed or he had nominated. If the Senate reject him, the president again is in error that he didn't do vetting properly. So that's how I want to leave it right there. And again, for me to go back to the NEMA, there I heard some very passionate comments coming. The only thing before I go to the NEMA thing, let me just say something to all of you. I like the call tonight. The call tonight, I didn't see some kind of partisanship inside. I saw people speaking as Liberians. I saw people speaking as people who love their country. I saw people speaking as people who want to see the good of this country. And I want to say thank you for speaking the way you spoke. That is what's going to get us off the ground. Speaking in a partisan mood, speaking as a partisan to somebody or as a member of some political party, and so you want to protect your political party head or leaders, it doesn't help anybody. Our country, think about Liberia. If I'm not mistaken, we are 100 and is it 70, 79 or 76? Liberia. We are very old now. We are older than Ghana. We are older than Nigeria. We are older than Cameroon. We are older than Morocco. We are older than Algeria. We are older than South Africa. We are older than all the countries in Africa except for Ethiopia. All of them, we are older than everybody. Everybody, we were free to determine our own destiny before all of these countries began to get their independence. So either because we got our freedom or we were not colonized, probably this is the thing that is hurting us because we didn't get to learn from the best. You know, if you see the white people running your country, they will put in place system and then that system will work. So if you can't, you walk in straight into the system. In our case, we didn't have system put in place. We were not colonized. We declared our independence before anybody could bat their eye. We didn't learn. Nobody taught us. There was no system put in place. Everything was fragile. People did things just to satisfy their ego. The American Liberian only profited themselves. They look for money. They build skyscrapers in America. They buy land, houses in America instead of building Liberia, instead of putting Liberia in a systematic framework. They didn't do that. So we are too old. And now the responsibility is on you and on me. We have the responsibility to change the trajectory of our government, of our country. If we continue to shield people who do the wrong thing, if we continue to shield government officials, if we continue to shield our political party, if we say, I will not say that, even though it's true, but I don't want to say it, then my party get mad or my political leader get mad. If we continue to do that, we should forget about fixing Liberia. I was telling one of my friends yesterday, I told the guy, I say, I'm so sad. I was telling him because the news that coming from Liberia, the information we receive every day from Liberia, when we talk to people on the ground, the things they tell us about our own country, the backwardness, people not working, people suffering, other people enjoying. They don't care about the people that are suffering. So I told the guy, I said, I am discouraged. I am so disappointed. And he said, why, Gibson? And I said, look, I thought I was going to see Liberia change during my lifetime. I was so hopeful that Ellen was going to set Liberia up in a systematic way, that we will walk into a system, that the system will work for us. Well, from my judgment, no, we didn't get anything. We came back to square one. Look at where our country is. We are trying to find our way. We should know our way already. When you are listening to me, I want you to understand that the power in you is your knowledge. If you listen to people, if you research, if you have information, information is power. Information is knowledge. Knowledge is power. You don't have to go to a PhD. You don't have to have a PhD before you can make a determination of what is good for you. A lot of us are better than many people you find in government today. Some of these people, you make better decisions than them, but they find themselves in government. They are the one that are enjoying. You are the one that get to suffer. You are the one that get to beg for food. You are the one that had to send your little kid in the street to sell cold water, to sell color, to sell cow skin, beef, to sell water before when they come and then you have enough to cook. You are the one, not them. And you know what they do with their money? They rent multiple places for their concubines. The money they take that is supposed to develop our country, that's supposed to lift our country up. They share it among themselves. It's like a national cake. It's like you kill the elephant and you call the town and say, come and cut your own piece. And the whole town is cutting its piece. And you were on the farm, you were not in town. And then when you came to town, the elephant is gone. You only see the bones. Everybody have cut their parts. They all have it in their houses. That is what is happening to Liberia. Liberia has now become an elephant meat that people just cut and cut and cut and keep it for themselves. And now it doesn't matter how you think about people. It doesn't matter how you think about your government. It doesn't matter who you like in the government. You are the one who is suffering. They are the one that are enjoying themselves. You are the one who's looking for money to send your child to school. You are the one who is struggling to even buy clothes for your children and for yourself. It's you who has never surprised your wife with a gift for so long. You never do that. It is you who continue to look up to your husband to bring the food, bring money for food. The money is not coming. There's nothing. So if you who are going through this, if you give these people the inch, they will take a yard. We should speak out. Never involve in violence, but we should speak out. That is what makes us political animals. When you speak out, your words serve as a redemption for other people. I want to say thank you, man. Before I go on, let me just say this to people who are in Nima. Like I said, somebody asking, I'm gonna say, what's wrong with my eye? Nothing wrong with my eye. My eye looks small. So that when I look in the camera, you see my bigger eyes. But when I look below the camera, it's like my eyes, like it's closed or a cross eye. I'm not. Once I look in the camera, my eyes will be much clearer. But no, Amma, nothing wrong with my eye. And thank you for asking. Maybe because of your question, other people wanted to ask, and now they know. So let me just tell you, people from Nema, there's a guy who spoke and said, we do not elect people as godfathers. No, it's true. Nehemians will not elect people and say, this is our godfather we are electing. They are electing a senator. In Nema today, Before Prince Johnson became a godfather, it took time, energy, power. It took so much. So to be a godfather is not something that we just throw around. I don't just throw that around. But what I wanted to talk about is the election itself. Nobody knows the politics of Nima. There are Nimbayans understand the politics of Nimba. Nimbayans know what they want. Nimbayans have made their choices in the past, and they have made their choices quite recently, and they will make their choice again. And whoever they choose, it is within their power and their rights. And that person will go and serve. Sometimes I envy Nima though, and I say, why Nima lawmakers advocate for Nima? And our own graduate lawmakers, they sit there like they don't know what it's going to do. Nima get enough of the development funds. And the government is paying attention to Nima. Well, somebody will say, how many people that live in Nima, they vote in Nima, that the people going after the vote. Well, who told the other people not to register and vote? In Grand Jeddah, they want to tell you to go and register to vote. The people don't want to go there. You know how many people live in Grand Jeddah today? People came from Ivory Coast, they are living in Grand Jeddah. Family members who are living in Ivory Coast, who are living in Ghana, Nigeria, every place that they came back, they in Grand Jeddah. But when they say y'all go register to vote, they say they don't want to go. So Nima, Grand Jeddah always have the lowest number. Nima people, when they say y'all go register, they go like this. They are trooping to the registration center. Then you get 400, 200,000, 300,000. Then they say, oh, Nima get plenty of people, but you all forget, you also go and register, you ain't registered. That Nima you want to blame for your inadequacy. No, don't blame Nima. But I want to say thank you very much. And this is Wake Up Call. It always come your way every morning. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning. And this is Friday morning, TGIF. And I was sitting in for our man, Achis Say Bob Yene. He's in Nima. He went for something celebrating something very good. He's going to join his brother. And so we sat in here today and want to say thank you. He will come back and Monday he will take over he'll take over his position. I will be here, but I'll be here as a panelist. And I want to say thank you very much to Clifton Renning, who kept himself up. Blaze, people don't sleep in Blaze. And that's something I really admire my guys. They don't sleep. Blaze is 24 hours. It's playing 24 hours. We don't sleep. And so we want to say thanks to Rennie who have been in studio. Thanks to all of you who have been calling. I want to say goodbye and let's talk again.